Hello viewers, in this series of alkanes and cycloalkanes, we have discussed in previous episodes about the introduction of alkanes, IUPAC nomenclature of alkanes and sources of alkanes, along with the types of carbon atoms as primary carbon atom, secondary carbon atom, tertiary carbon atom, along with manufacturing or preparation of alkanes as per Wood's reaction, Corey-House reaction and decarboxylation, etc. Today, we will discuss in this episode physical properties of alkanes, boiling point, melting point, conductivity and solubility, chemical properties of alkanes as halogenation, oxidation, nitration, dehydrogenation, aromatization and isomerization, thermal and catalytic reactions. So, firstly we will discuss about the physical properties of alkanes. Alkanes are relatively unreactive. They are used primarily as solvents, fuels and lubricants. Natural gas, gasoline, kerosene, heating oil, lubricating oil and paraffin wax are the composed primarily of alkanes with different physical properties resulting from their different structures. First 4 alkanes, methanes, ethanes, propane and butane are gases. Next 13 members, carbon 5 to carbon 17 are colorless liquids. Higher alkanes are wax like solids. As in this table, we will see that alkane as methane, ethane, propane, butane, pentane, hexane having the formula CH4, C2H6, C3H8, C4H10, C5H12, C6H14 are methane as gas, ethane as gas, propane as gas and butane as gas, and further pentane as in the form of liquid, hexane in the form of liquid, and further heptane is also a liquid, octane liquid, nonane liquid, decane liquid, undecane liquid, dodecane C12H26 is liquid, ecosane C20H42 is solid, triacotane C30H62 is solid, tetracotane C40H82 is solid, pentacotane C50H102 is solid. So, in this table it is clear that the higher alkanes are in the form of solid and lower alkanes as methane, propane, butane and ethane are in the form of gases. So, this table is clearly indicating the state of alkanes. Now, we will discuss the boiling point. It is the temperature in which liquid and vapors coexist in the form of equilibrium. So, the boiling points of normal hydrocarbons increases with increasing molecular weight, because as the molecules become larger, there are more forces of attraction between them and more energy is needed to go from the liquid to gaseous state. Except for the very small alkanes, the boiling point rise 20 degree to 30 degree Celsius for each addition of a carbon atom to the chain. Among isomeric alkanes, the straight chain compound has the highest boiling point. For the other isomers, the greater the number of branches, the lower the boiling point. There are two determinants for the strength of van der Waals forces, as the number of electrons surrounding the molecule, which increases with the alkane's molecular weight, and another is the surface area of the molecule. A straight chain alkane will have a boiling point higher than a branched chain alkane due to the greater surface area. Thus, the greater van der Waals forces between adjacent molecules. For example, isobutane, that is 2-methyl propane, and normal butane, that is butane, show boiling point minus 12 degree and 0 degree centigrade. It is clearly indicating that in 2-methyl propane it is a branch structure and normal butane it is a straight chain structure. So, clearly indicating the rise in temperature. 2,2-dimethylbutane and 2,3-dimethylbutane show boiling point 50 degree and 58 degree Celsius respectively. It is also an example of surface area. For the latter case, two molecules, that is 2,3-dimethylbutane, can lock into each other better than the cross shaped, that is 2,2-dimethylbutane, hence having the greater van der Waals forces. As branching increases, the molecule become more compact and the surface area decreases. As in table, we are seeing that decane is having 174 boiling point, undecane is having 196 boiling point, dodecane is 216 of boiling point. Here it is clear that decane is having less branch structure in comparison to dodecane. So, the boiling point increases in dodecane in comparison to decane. This graph is showing the comparison in between straight chain alkanes and branched chain alkanes. This side of graph is indicating the number of carbon atoms, as we are seeing that these are increasing, that is 1, 5, 10, 15 and 20, and this is the side of boiling point, that it is also increases minus 200, minus 100, 0, 100, 200, 300 and 400, and this is the graph we are seeing that it is increasing in straight chain and decreasing in branched chain alkanes. It is also indicating the surface area, or we may say the van der Waals forces of attraction. Now, we will discuss the melting point. It is the temperature in between solid and liquid coexist in equilibrium form. So, the melting point of alkanes also increases with increasing molecular weight. It is also in the same way as boiling point increases due to the van der Waals force, or you may say the branch chain structure. The melting point of the alkanes follow a similar trend to boiling points for the same reason, that is, the larger the molecule, the higher the melting point. In this table, we will further see that ecocene, that is C20H42, is having 37 degree Celsius melting point, triacotane C30H62 having 66 degree Celsius melting point, tetracotane, that is C40H82 showing 82 degree Celsius melting point, and pentacotane, that is C50H102 showing 91 melting point. So, as the carbon number increasing, we are seeing that the melting point is also increasing simultaneously. So, solids have more rigid and fixed structure than liquids. The odd number alkanes have the lower trend in melting points than even number of alkanes. This is because even numbered alkanes forming a well organized structure, or we may say the crystalline structure, which requires more energy to break apart, and the odd number alkanes pack less well and so requires less energy to break apart, because you may say that these are having amorphous structure. So, the melting points of branched chain alkanes can be either higher or lower than those of the corresponding straight chain alkanes. This is particularly true for isoalkanes, that is 2 methyl isomers, which often have melting points higher than those of the linear analogues. So, in this structure, or you may say in this graph, this is the increasing number of carbon atoms, and this is the direction of melting point in the increasing way. So, even number of carbon atom containing alkanes showing a higher melting point in comparison to odd number of alkanes, or you may say the amorphous alkanes. Now, we will discuss conductivity and solubility of alkanes. Conductivity is the usually we may say that it is the conductance in between the ions, and solubility is the dissolving power of solute in solvent. So, alkanes are non-polar compounds. Their solubility characteristic may be predicted by what is commonly known as the like dissolves like rule. Thus, alkanes are soluble in the non-polar solvents like carbon tetrachloride, because carbon tetrachloride is a non-polar solvent, and benzene. but they are insoluble in polar solvent such as water, because water is having hydrogen ion and hydroxyl ion, that is H and OH, which are having opposite charge, that is hydrogen is positively charged and OH is negatively charged. So, we may say that water is a polar solvent and hence alkanes are insoluble in polar solvents by following the rule, that is like dissolves like. Alkanes do not conduct electricity. For this reason, they do not form hydrogen bonds and are insoluble in polar solvents such as water, as we have already discussed in previous slide. Alkanes are said to be hydrophobic in that they repel water. Now, we will discuss the chemical reactions of alkanes. In these reactions, the chemical changes may be observed in alkanes, as alkanes are among the least reactive organic compounds, but they are not chemically inert. Under suitable reaction conditions, they undergo a wide variety of reactions. Alkanes are relatively stable to common reagents such as acids, alkalis, oxidizing agents at room temperature. The process which involve reactions such as halogenation, it is a type of substitution reaction, oxidation, nitration, dehydrogenation, aromatization and isomerization will be discussed. So, alkanes undergo two types of reactions as substitution reactions, thermal and catalytic reactions. These reactions takes place at high temperatures or on absorption of light energy through the formation of highly reactive free radicals. In previous episode, we have discussed that how the free radical formation takes place. Free radicals formation takes place with the help of temperature and breaking of covalent bond, because covalent bond is made up by the sharing of electrons, and in the formation of free radicals these both electrons moves towards independent element. So, first we will discuss about halogenation. This involves the substitution of hydrogen atoms of alkanes with halogen atoms. So, it is a kind of substitution reaction. Alkanes are important starting material for the synthesis of alkyl halides. Fluorine, chlorine and bromine readily react with alkanes to form mono and polyhalogenated products. Mono means single and poly means more than one or two halogens. So, halogenation is of following types, that is chlorination, fluorination, bromination and iodination. So, first we will discuss about chlorination. Alkanes react with chlorine in the presence of ultraviolet light or diffused sunlight or at the temperature of 300 to 400 degree Celsius. It is the range of higher temperature. So, we may say that chlorination occurs at higher temperature. Say for example, methane react with chlorine to give methyl chloride and HCl. This is the reaction which is showing that this methane when react with Cl2, that is chlorine, in presence of ultraviolet light or temperature, we will get methyl chloride, that is CH3Cl and HCl, that is hydrochloric acid. The reaction do not stop at this stage. The remaining 3 hydrogen atoms of methyl chloride can successively replaced by chlorine atoms. As in this reaction, we are seeing that this methyl chloride which is obtained by the previous step further react with chlorine in presence of UV light and temperature. We get in the form of product, that is methylene chloride, that is CH2Cl2 and HCl. This methylene chloride also known as dichloromethane, and further the reaction will move towards forward direction. This methylene chloride, that is CH2Cl2, further react with this chlorine in presence of UV light or heat. We get chloroform, that is CHCl3, that is also known as trichloromethane and HCl. Now, this trichloromethane, because having one hydrogen atom, and we have already said that all hydrogen atoms removes in the chlorination process. So, the chloroform further react with Cl2 in presence of UV light or temperature. We get carbon tetrachloride as the form of final product. It is also known as tetrachloromethane. There is no hydrogen, you are seeing that there is no hydrogen. So, it is clearly indicating that this is the end point of this reaction, or you may say that it is the termination step of chlorination. So, finally, we get carbon tetrachloride by chlorination reaction. Now, we will discuss fluorination. Fluorine is most reactive halogen. Fluoroalkanes can, however, be obtained from alkanes by the action of fluorine with inert gas, that is nitrogen, which dilutes fluorine, and the reaction can be controlled. Fluorination of alkanes is so violent because fluorine is very reactive atom. So, it is necessity that fluorination to be proceed in presence of nitrogen, which controls the rate of reaction. So, fluorination of alkanes is so violent that is results in the cleavage of carbon-carbon bond and carbon-hydrogen bonds. It can also be prepared by the action of mercuric fluoride, that is HgF2, on bromo or iodoalkane. This reaction is called Schwartz reaction. So, in this reaction we are seeing that this C2H5I, that is iodoethane, when reacting with HgF2, these both are acting as reactants, are converting into C2H5F, that is fluoroethane, in the form of product, and HgI2. Now, we will discuss bromination. It is also an example of substitution reaction which comes under halogenation. So, bromination of alkanes has close similarity to chlorination, except for the fact that the rate of reaction is slow. It will take place in various steps. In step 1, that is also known as initiation, the starting of reaction takes place. This step takes place in presence of heat or UV light, which cause the homolytic cleavage to generate two bromine radicals and starting the chain process. So, as we have used homolytic cleavage, in this cleavage both of the electrons which are sharing or which are in the shared form or covalent form moves towards both of the atoms and having the unpaired electron over them. Here we are seeing that these are the bromine atoms or in the form of Br2 molecule, and this is the covalent bond, or you may say the sharing of electron gone towards the bromine atom, and this is the another bromine atom. We are seeing here that this is the electron in the form of free radical. Step 2, that is also known as propagation. In it, a bromine radical abstracts a hydrogen to form HBr and methyl radical, that is the methane. When react with this bromine free radical, we get HBr and free radical in the form of methyl. Now, this methyl free radical further react with another molecule of bromine, and we get this methyl bromide and bromide in the form of free radical. The methyl radical abstracts a bromine atom from another molecule of Br2 to form the methyl bromide product and another bromine radical. Now, we will move towards the step 3, that is known as termination step, that is the rate determining step, or you may say the end point step. So, various reactions between the possible pairs of radicals allow for the formation of ethane, bromine, or the product methyl bromide. Now, we are seeing that these two methyl free radicals, when combining together in the form of methane, and these are the bromide free radicals forming bromine, and this is the bromide free radical. When reacting with methyl group, we are getting methyl bromide as the product. Now, we will discuss iodination. It is also a form of substitution reaction and comes under halogenation process. So, iodine reacts with alkanes reversibly. The hydrogen iodide formed as the byproduct. It is a powerful reducing agent and is capable of reducing the iodoalkane to the alkanes. So, in this reaction we are seeing that this CH4, that is methane, reacting with iodine molecule, we get iodomethane, that is CH3I, and HI, that is hydrogen iodide. Therefore, the iodinization is carried in the presence of oxidizing agent like iodic acid, that is HiO3, or nitric acid, that is HNO3, which oxidizes Hi to I2, and the reaction proceeds only in the forward direction. As in previous reaction, we have seen that the reaction was also going on a reversible process, but in this step we are seeing that this Hi, when reacting with iodic acid, that is HiO3, is only in forward direction, that is not going backward direction. So, we may say that in presence of oxidizing agent, the forward direction reaction takes place only, and we get 3 molecules of iodine along with 3 molecules of water. Now, these 2 molecules of Hi, when react with 2 molecules of HNO3, we are getting iodine, H2O and NO2. Now, we will discuss about nitration. This involves the substitution of a hydrogen atom of alkane with NO2 group. When a mixture of an alkane and nitric acid vapors is heated at higher temperature, that is 400 degree to 500 degree Celsius, one hydrogen atom on the alkane is replaced by the nitro group, that is NO2 group. The reaction is more complicated than suggested. Since the reaction is carried at high temperature, the carbon-carbon bonds of alkanes break during the reaction. So, now in this reaction we are seeing that alkane, when reacting with nitric acid, the hydrogen replaced by NO2 group, and we get nitroalkane, that is RNO2 and a water moiety. Say for example, methane, when react with HNO3, that is nitric acid, the hydrogen is replaced or substituted by this nitro group, and we get nitromethane, that is CH3NO2 along with water. Now, we will discuss sulfonation. It is also an excellent example of substitution reaction. In this, the substitution of hydrogen atom of alkane with SO3H group, that is sulfonic group, takes place at ordinary temperature. Neither concentrated nor fuming sulfic acid react with alkanes. In this reaction, the hydrogen atom of alkane is replaced by the sulfonic acid group, that is SO3H group. So, hexanes and higher hydrocarbons produce alkane sulfonic acids at higher temperature. As we are seeing that in this reaction, alkane, when reacting with fuming H2SO4, or you may say HOSO3H at higher temperature, we will get alkane sulfonic acid along with water molecule. Now, in example hexane, that is C6H14, when react with sulfuric acid, the hydrogen atom from this hexane replaced by SO3H, and we get hexane sulfonic acid along with water molecule, where this R is equal to C6H13 or larger alkyl group. So, we may say that the sulfonation may be takes place in higher hydrocarbon products. So, lower alkanes like methane and ethane do not give this reaction. Now, we will discuss oxidation reaction. Oxidation always takes place in presence of oxygen and higher temperature. So, combustion is a type of oxidation. In this, when ignited in the presence of excess oxygen, alkanes burn to form carbon dioxide and water. Large quantity of heat is also evolved. This is an example of oxidation. This is the simple reaction, or you may say this is the common reaction which takes place in alkanes. In example, methane, when combust in presence of oxygen, we get CO2 water moiety along with higher quantity of heat, or you may say the energy, that is 212.8 kilocalorie per mole, and in ethane this value is increases, that is 745.6 kilocalorie per mole. So, in this equation we are seeing that as the number of carbon atom increases, the energy required, or you may say the evolving heat is also increases. Now, we will discuss reforming. It is, or you may say, the reforming alters the molecule structure of the components of low octane gasoline to form a higher octane fuel. The two main reforming processes are isomerization and aromatization. In isomerization, the normal alkanes are converted to their branched chain isomers in the presence of aluminum chloride and hydrochloric acid at 25 degree Celsius temperature. In this reaction, we are seeing that the normal butane in presence of AlCl3 and HCl is converting into isobutane. So, you may say that in this isomerization, the straight chain alkane are converting into branched chain alkanes. It is the another example, that is normal butane in presence of anhydrous AlCl3 at higher temperature is also converting into branched, that is isobutane, or you may say that 2-methyl propane. Now, in this reaction we are seeing that this normal octane is further converting into branched structure, that is isooctane in presence of anhydrous AlCl3 and 300 degree Celsius temperature, that is higher temperature. Now, in a similar manner, less branched chain alkanes isomerize to give more branched isomers. So, in isomerization it is to be clear that the similar, or you may say the simplest straight chain alkanes are converting into branched chain alkanes. Now, we will discuss aromatization. This is also a form of reforming. Aromatization of alkanes is a conversion of aliphatic compounds into aromatic compounds. This reaction takes place in presence of catalyst as CrO3, Al2O3, CrO3 in platinum at higher temperature, that is 600 degree Celsius. In this reaction, we are seeing that it is also an excellent example of substitution reaction. Normal hexane is converting into benzene along with hydrogen molecule. Now, we are taking the example of normal heptane. When proceed in presence of catalyst and higher temperature, we get toluene, that is this CH3 attached over this ring, and this is also known as aromatization along with 4 molecule of hydrogen. Now, we will discuss pyrolysis. It is the decomposition of a compound by heat, and in Greek pyro means fire and lysis means losing. This process, when applied to alkanes, is known as cracking. When alkanes are heated to a high temperature in the absence of air, a thermal decomposition occurs. Decompositions mean higher to lower, means breakdown of higher molecules into simplest molecules. Large alkane molecules are broken down into a mixture of smaller, lower molecular weight alkanes, alkenes and hydrogen. Pyrolysis generally requires temperature in the range 500 to 800 degree Celsius, that is higher temperature. However, in the presence of a catalyst, reaction can be carried at less high temperature. This is called catalytic cracking. Ethane, when heated to 500 degree Celsius in the absence of air, gives a mixture of methane, ethylene and hydrogen. Methane is an example of alkane, ethylene is an example of alkenes. So, now in this reaction, ethane in absence of air at higher temperature converting into ethylene, that is CH2 double bond CH2, and alkane, that is methane along with hydrogen. Ethylene, we are using ene word here because it contains double bonds. So, you may say that ethylene is an unsaturated hydrocarbon due to the presence of this double bond. So, viewers, in this episode we have discussed about physical properties, that is boiling point, melting point, conductivity, solubility and chemical properties of alkanes. This episode will help us to understand the effect of van der Waals force in reference to boiling point and melting point, because we have discussed that it correlate with surface area, solubility of alkanes in non-polar solvents, conductivity along with substitution reactions, that is halogenation, which contain chlorination, iodination, fluorination and bromination, oxidation, nitration, dehydrogenation, aromatization, isomerization along with thermal and catalytic reactions. In the next episode, we will discuss about the mechanism of free radical formation. As in halogenation, we have discussed bromination, chlorination. So, in these reactions, the formation of free radical takes place, and these reactions going through the various steps, that is initiation step, propagation step and termination step, along with orientation, selectivity and conductivity, conformation in alkanes, that is in ethane, in propane and in butane. Thank you.